Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I'm working on my 100 days project. It is 100 gel print landscapes. Some are better, some are not so good. And when you're doing one every day, and if you skip some and have to do more than one a day, some of them are real simple. But this one, I decided to go for something just sort of folk arty looking. I think it was inspired by an image I saw, but I can't remember where now. So I just decided to do some rolling hills in shades of green. I put a little, I think it was parchment is the color I put the sky at. And there's a little bit of grunginess and debris from the gel plate from the last print, but I just leave it and let it go. I do use a piece of paper to pick up what's left behind, but it doesn't always get everything. And that will eventually become another landscape. And yes, I will count it as a page. If you've been following me, you already know all this. And sorry, I'm repeating myself. This time I'm cleaning off the excess green so that it doesn't mess up my next layer. And I am hoping all these are opaque enough to block out the previous layer. Stuff started lifting up there. I was like, better stop with the brayer. But yeah, like I said, it's a real simple one, and that was not enough color, so we're just gonna go straight on the paper. And it was because I think it was probably because it had started lifting up. I had brayered it too much. And I'm using Hippie Crafter paint. Well, okay, that one was Hippie Crafter. I think it's the light green one. If you want to know the color, it was emerald green, and I added some yellow, which was just a folk art color. I don't even know if that yellow has a name or if it's just yellow. Let's see. I'm making this one nice and thick so that it will hopefully be opaque enough. Yeah, folk art matte yellow light is what it's called. That's what I mixed that with. Okay, so now that I have that, we gotta have something interesting. So I decided to use the same greens and yellows and just dot with a Q-tip. And I'm just taking an old Q-tip that's already had paint on it, and I'm putting trees all along the ridge lines of the hills. I thought that'd be kind of fun. Just for something different. I'm trying to make each of the trees look a little bit different in shape so that they don't all look identical. That's why I used a Q-tip that already had dried paint on it so that the shapes would be a little bit different. I do want them similar sizes though. And I'm leaving a little bit of space, and I'm gonna draw a tree trunk with a pen onto my little trees. So I started out with straight emerald green. I added a little bit of yellow for this row, and then I think I do straight yellow for the bottom row so that it'll stand out really good. Yeah, just a little, isn't that folk art looking? I think I'm thinking correctly. I'm no expert in art styles, so yeah. I do have a bunch of books on the subject though. I did take art history, but that was so long ago. I don't remember a lot of it. All right. So just giving them a little bit extra there because the yellow is always a little more transparent than everything else. I don't know that I'm helping it, but I'm adding. And I think I've run out of unmixed yellow, so it's getting a little bit of the emerald green in there. Okay, so once that's dry, I just take a real fine tip pen and just go along and draw just a single line all the way down on each of my trees. I'm looking at the print as I'm doing the voiceover, and I notice a spot. I notice a spot that is missing a tree trunk. And I'm trying to find my pen that I used. I'll have to do that later because, you know, sometimes it's hard to find those pens, the exact one you were using. Well, it's got a little bit of a line, but it didn't quite connect. There we go. So there's that one. That was day 77. The next one, day 78, I decided to play with some purple. And I just decided to mix the paint, the purple paint and the white paint on the plate itself. And you always risk getting little round bubbles or weird shapes when you do that. And so I pull this print. This was going to be my sky. Well, it is my sky. When I pull it up, I see a mountain already and what maybe could look like a cloud. So I decided I'm going to keep that mountain. So I'm just going to put some darker purple right at it's going to be my horizon. And then pull a print. So this one technically is monochromatic. So I'm going to add some white, and I think I add some lighter purple and mix it up on there. And then I'm going to take my Q-tip cluster and just dot it around. I don't know. I've been using the Q-tip cluster a lot for these landscapes for my foreground. Trees and bushes and things. So there that is. I'm going to add a little bit of white. I just needed just a little bit more contrast, so I'm adding a little bit of white. I actually think that ended up being parchment. I'm just going to put that on there. Oh, no, I put it on my cleanup because it was parchment and not white like I wanted. So that went on my piece of paper that collects excess paint. So now I have the white and the Q-tips, and I go along and create some texture on there. It was a little high, so I just took some off with my cleanup paper. Now I have this ridge, and it looks like a mountain, but I think we need to emphasize it a little bit more. So I'm just going to take some of the white, this is titanium white, and just highlight the ridge line of this mountain. And yeah, that will be 78. There is a little bit of green specks from the previous print, but otherwise it's all purple. We had a purple day that day. So there's that one. I like how that mountain turned out. Okay, so I think this is called Collagraph. So basically I've taken what I hope is a stiff enough piece of cardstock. It wasn't super thick cardstock, it was pretty thin. And I'm pressing hard with a ballpoint pen to create some indents to create these mountains. And we're calling that a plateau. And the idea is to, oh, and this was my cleanup, so it's there, it's getting interesting. So I'm taking some black and trying to put it on pretty thinly. I'm a little too generous with my black. I always put too much paint on there. But I'm going to take this, and since it's on fresh white paper, it should lift up all the black except for the indents from the pen. I'm hoping. And it looks like it worked. There were some areas that didn't come up, but I let that dry completely. And I'm going to add some white to the tops of the mountains so that they look like peaks. And I really had no idea how this was going to work. And I didn't know it was going to work so well, or I would have, like, I don't know, made better choices on how I painted it. Or even how I drew it. So I let that dry, and then I've pulled out my quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, and I'm just adding a little bit around the mountains to emphasize them. And like I said, I didn't know how this was going to turn out, or I would have made different choices, I think. I mean, because the idea is really cool. And the color's a good choice because it really looks like an old, maybe Japanese parchment. Like, you know how they stack their landscapes and stuff? Anyway, so I let that dry completely. And then I cover the whole thing with the same color, the quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. And I'm thinking I'm going to brayer this on and then pull it. But it got dry really fast, so there was no way that was going to lift up. So I waited for it to dry even more, and I put a good coating, maybe too much, of titanium white on there, and that should lift off. Got a little piece of debris there. I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to put some weight on it and let it dry completely before I pull it up. And a way to test is just, after it's sat for a while, just feel the paper and the back of the paper. If it's still cool to the touch, it's not ready to come up. So you want to wait till that's room temperature. And yeah, I put a lot of paint on there. And here we go. I missed a little spot. But I'll add some paint to that and it'll hide it. And that is day 79. We're getting up there, aren't we? Considering by the time this video airs, the 100 days is over. I have actually finished my last landscape. And then I did a print to clean up the gel plate, which was kind of fun. So I'll share that one too. It was just a cleanup print, so it was a bonus. I'm just adding, like I added a little house and some trees. I was hoping, so this isn't the same stiff cardboard. I was hoping this would work. I didn't have any more of the cardstock left. I just used a stiffer piece of paper. Putting a little bit of branches and stuff in the foreground. Just to, and I'm not really worried that the pen's not working because I'm just really making the dents with the pen. So it's all about the dents. So it doesn't even really have to have ink. I'm re-emphasizing the horizon line. I thought I should make sure that shows up. Okay, we're doing this again. And I think I go a little bit lighter with the black. I don't know. It still seems like a lot. And if you see my brayer offs over there, they're getting rather uneven, right? They're not, that's because I have way too much, you can see a little bit on there, but not enough to make it worthwhile. I was a little sad, but I cleaned up the excess black. I'm still going to do this one and create a landscape. I thought I got all the excess black, but when I lift this sky, I think there's black in it. So I'm using titanium white and that neon craft blue, which really doesn't work. And this is just, I think that black came off my brayer actually. Now that I'm watching this footage back, that's where the black came from. So we've got like a black storm on the horizon. I don't know, something. So I switched to a different mixture of blue so we could get a decent sky. Sorry, I bumped my camera. And then I do the horizon line next. I guess I do. So I just decided to add some green and some yellow and some brown. Or actually, it might be quinacridone. I can't remember now. Oh, yep, quinacridone. Can tell by the tube. And I just kind of blend those together, ombre style. And now we've got to do the mountains. So I'm taking some of that leftover quinacridone and putting it in. I did do more than one print a day because I think this one was after my trip. So this particular page was done after my vacation and I was behind. So I had to do a few to catch up. I wanted to get all 100 in, so yes, I cheated more than one a day. That's only because, you know, about a week and a half, I wasn't here. And yeah, I wasn't taking my gel plate with me on a trip. I'd have to take all my camera equipment if I wanted to film it, so that was just silly. So I'm just painting in the mountain onto the gel plate. And I let that dry completely. And now I'm going to pull it. And I have this Blick paint. Just trying to think of what color that was. It's like a light violet. Oh, there it is. Light blue violet. So I've been using that a bit for skies and backgrounds and pulling. It's a heavy body and it works well. So this one's going to have to sit and dry as well. So I'm going to put the book on it to weigh it down. And then pull it. Once it's dry and ready to go, we'll pull it off. And oops, a piece did not come up. That's okay, we'll paint it over. Yeah, and you can't really see the house, but it was worth the effort, I guess. So that's the last one for today. That's page 80. I hope you liked this video. If you did, can you leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up? I appreciate all your comments and respond to every one of them. And thank you all for watching. Thank you 22 Club for hanging out to the end with me. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. Have an awesome day.